All right, we are live. So, we got these legs squared away. Get them done up really nice and colorful. So we'll set those off over here. Today, we are going to work on these armor plates and livery, I guess you could say. So, I wanted to use the old school Death Guard paint jobs, paint schemes, the more cream colored from the 30K era, because I would think that, a night house that succumbed to the evils of chaos in the Death Guard would be one from Barbaros. So, let's see, where is it? Yeah, bottle of Seraphim Sepia. And we are going to paint these. So we are also going to use a medium silver, and that is going to be our little highlight color, our contrast, if you will, our borders. So let's start with these leg pieces, and so I was watching some videos, and I ended up watching this guy called Pecos Hank. He's a artist, guitar player, animal enthusiast, and lightning photographer and storm chaser. So I said to myself, that looks interesting. It also looks like, that's someone that could use a partner for something like that, maybe. Because, don't get me wrong. Guy's got his system down, and I wouldn't want to mess with any of that. But, I could drive a storm chaser car. Been through some fairly advanced driver's courses for the military and the police. So, sent him a message, a email. I was like, hey, man, you need a driver, I'll drive for you. You ain't got to pay me or anything. I'm 21-year retired military police officer. Just kind of sitting around waiting for something to do, if you will, Because don't get me wrong, this is a great retirement, this whole, sit around and paint this stuff and not do much else. It is a really, really great retirement. But it's very boring. I know how to drive. I may as well make use of available skills and abilities, right? Can't work. That's my problem, is I cannot work because I can't stand up. I can't bend over, all that stuff. So got to find something past my time. Driving a guy around while he photographs tornadoes and lightning, I could handle that. It'd be easy. He could tell me that this is where we got to go, and I know how to do route recon. I know how to find roads, routes, all that stuff, escape routes, things like that. I know how to read maps and terrain. It's kind of a lost art nowadays, reading maps and terrain. Back when I was trying to become a sergeant, you had to go through PLDC, and I call it Primary Leadership Development Course. It was a lesson in how to put up with other people's crap and to get over yourself while doing it. Because everything was, all you. But there was no way that you were going to pass any of your evaluations if the people didn't help you. you know? If people were just like, I'm going to do exactly what he says, not what I know we need to do. So if they're not totally paying attention, he won't get a gig if he makes a mistake. Everything will look right. And that's kind of what you're doing when you're watching 300-400 people in a row do something. You just want to make sure everything is right. If something's not right, they notice it. So every now and then you'll have some jerkwad that says, nope, I'm not going to help anybody. I'm only going to do exactly what I'm told. Those people, sadly, those people become NCOs too. And that's where you have, you know, toxic leadership and everything else. But I digress. That's not what we're talking about. So yeah, man, I could totally be a storm chaser vehicle driver. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of death. And you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to drive up into a freaking tornado, singing Kumbaya, and let the wind hug me and blow my problems away. But yeah, man, I think that'd be pretty fun. Be pretty cool. You know, whole thing though is I find somebody that knows what they're doing for the other parts of it. That's why I was like, I'll see if this guy needs a semi-professional driver to drive him around all these tornadoes. Because, you know, I don't know enough about any of the rest of it to do anything except be a hazard to myself and those around me. And I am a big advocate of, if you are not part of the solution, you are definitely part of the problem. So don't become a problem. Yeah. It's getting warm here in Texas. Tonight, I'm going to take the camera out with Colin. We're going to go drive around some back roads with some spotlights and see if we could see some critters and maybe a couple big old rattlesnakes. We get out towards the more deserty areas around me, more rocky terrain. We'll see lots of rattlesnakes out there. But I'm going to go run around and do that tonight with him. Get you guys some cool videos, you know. So I don't know if you're hearing this or not, Dare Dad, but you always say you listen in or you watch, so, or you catch it while you're at work. So thought about what you said, man, and I am incredibly flattered and a little bit blown away by you saying you'd like for me to start a PayPal or Patreon or something, and you could donate to the 40K hobby. But with all due respect, sir, I've got a literal ton of shame sitting over here. Towards here in a second, when I got to let this dry, I will show my shame. Not embarrassed. I'm the guy. I went and got a bunch of models, and I have not even begun to beat into that pile. No, I take that back. This guy right here, that's a Sly Marbo, but I absolutely hate the resin models because my glue does not stick to them. And I did what you know, all my homies there across the pond in Britain, the Chapter Master Valric, Wolf Lord Rowe, all those guys, when they talk about their models, Thunderhawk, I believe, he said you have to give it a bath in hot soapy water. So I did. I washed it off, got it hot, got it soapy, and went to glue it, and leg still falls right off. So I am thinking I probably need to get off of the Citadel glue and try a different type of glue. But, you know, I live way out here in Chewbacca-stan. Ain't nothing near me. If I want that, I've got to Amazon it or go to Dallas. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm not sure I want to use Amazon anymore. Those people, they're guys like, I need $6 billion to get bailed out because Tesla's doing better than me or SpaceX is doing better than me. It's like, come on, man. Whole purpose of free trade is if you can't do it, why the hell should we have you do it? You're not as good as the other guy. Why are you even saying we should let you do this? But I digress. That's the way society is now. Participation trophies. Let's all feel good about being part of something, even though we didn't really contribute to the victory or the ends. We were part of the means, and I guess that matters to some people. I don't know. I just like the idea that deep down in my heart, I know I am not as important as I like to think I am. And that realization helps me when I think about other people. Because let's face it, if you want to get mad at other people, that's all you're going to do is you're just going to be a mad person. Got to hunt the good. Got to find the good stuff in life. And in order to do that, you can't sit up here in this hobby room and, as much as I like to, spend all my time up here. You know, it's I got these guys I talked to on Discord. I met them on Adam Krigler's show, and for whatever reason, there was a falling out that I'm still not 100% sure I understand. But they were like, "Hey, you're a fairly interesting guy. Why don't you come hang out with us and tell us your army stories?" So I did. Made friends with a couple of them. One guy's doing 3D printing. He's actually going to print me a wearable Space Marine helmet. And I am very, very excited about getting that thing. I have a set of noise-canceling headphones I'm going to figure out how to put into it. I have been looking at heads-up display sunglasses that I could finagle into the eye ports so I can actually have Bluetooth HUD sunglasses. And I can go get a really cheap voice box from Walmart out of a Darth Vader helmet or something just to change the sound up of the voice a little. And I will have a Space Marine helmet. I even have two. I thought I only had one, but I actually have two M40 protective masks that I acquired throughout my Army career. I could take one of those apart, put the filter system into the front of it, because there's quite a bit of space on this thing, and set up the little fan system to blow fresh air into the face mask all the time. I think that would be neat. There's a lot of stuff that you could do to it because this is a fairly good-sized helmet. Yeah. So it's got a lot of space up front for mods and things. My grandson was asleep, but I can hear him freaking out downstairs. He is something special, man. They probably won't let him play with the puppies. By the way, anybody want puppies? I have 16 puppies in my house. Because I'm stupid. I asked the vet, hey, I got 2 dogs going into heat, and I have a male that's about 11 months old. Is he mature enough to do anything? And she said, no, you can't get them pregnant. And now I've got 2 litters of puppies. So anybody wants a puppy, I am not selling my puppies. I'm just going to give them away. They are full-blooded German Shepherds, 8 of them. And I have half German Shepherd, half Great Pyrenees, 8 of them. Beautiful puppies. But beautiful for someone else. I don't need no more puppies. I've got enough stuff going on in life. That's ooh-wee, that's a lot of dogs. So anyway, yeah, anybody wants a puppy, let me know. A couple of them are spoken for. One of the guys that's in that Discord channel I was telling you about, a guy named Betty the Dolphin. He's a Canadian. He lives up in Canada. And he had a dog of 16 years recently pass away. So we are working on, I'll throw the bill. I mean, it's only going to be probably a couple $100, maybe $200 to fly the dog up there. I don't have a problem doing that. I will fly that dude up there to him. He's just got to figure out how to get it through the customs so he could pick his dog up from the airport. But I am going to give that dude a dog because he needs a friend. And I need to get rid of the dog. So, weird how that worked out, right? But I'm going to let this dry because I want to look at how it's going to be on the model before I really commit to this color scheme. So, we'll be going with silver trim and a cream colored base. Now, my secondary color, I'm not 100% sure which one to use. Now, by secondary color, I mean like the cloth. Like this, there's like a loincloth that comes down. That I have not yet decided on. Sits kind of like right here between the legs and hangs down right there. So with that sitting there, I am undecided. Also, on most all of these nights, the way you see the color scheme is, especially on the larger leg plates, half of it'll be one color and half it'll be your secondary color. So since I'm going with the base of cream on these guys, I need a nice contrasting color. So I will check out how this is going to look. Got our Seraphim Sepia shade, and we will douse this thing up some. Nice, nice tone there. Get a good coat. These pools out of there. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but my grandson is losing his mind downstairs. Waiting for his grandma to lose her mind with him. We'll see how that works out. All right. Got the shade on here. Set this up. Let the excess run down. Get our take a dry brush, and you can. I need a bigger brush than that. Let's see. Take this brush and use it to soak up a lot of this extra stuff that's coming down. Some of it I'll leave, like it's a little bit thicker, if you will, around one or two corners. That's fine. Guy Rob over at the Brush and Bolt Gun channel, that guy has a really good method for doing streaks. I think I need to get another colored paint actually for this, but let's turn this a little, make sure we get a nice distribution. I like how it'll start to pull back down at the top here, and it'll darken those lines up, and we'll take that out later, or get close to taking most of it out later. You apply the color back to these edges. But I guess I could have put a little less on there and I would have had to do that so much. But okay, so while that dries, I will share my shame. So before I can feel comfortable with adding to this pile, move this a little bit. We will start with, of course, we have the Sly Marbo right here. We have the Chaos Knight we're working on. Back here I have more Slug. He's not quite done, kind of hanging out. But I have the Plague Marine Icon Bearer, a Foul Blight Spawn, Noxious Rotbone, the Plague Surgeon, a second Plague Surgeon. Now this is weird because it was an accident and I checked and I actually got charged for it, but I was devil shipped from Games Workshop. I've also got a Lord of Virulence. I have one more Space Marine hero, but I've already got that guy. He is let's see. He is this guy right here. I got this guy, and he was part of the set, and I really liked him, so I ordered the rest of the set, and I just got an extra. So, got an extra one of those. We have Magnus the Red. Now, the funny thing is, when I ordered this, I got this from Amazon, and I got a notice from Alexa. I said, "What are my notifications?" And Alexa replied with, "Magnus the Red has arrived." I thought that was awesome.
Sorry, I couldn't find a contact matching Magnus.
Whoops.
To see your contact,
Alexa, stop.
go to the
Let me go ahead and kill that because that's horrible. All right, so I also have a third fitted bloat drum. I've already got two built. There is a Plague Marine Reinforcements, a second Plague Marine Reinforcements. That's where I ordered the Plague Surgeon and the reinforcements, and they sent me a double order. I was going to send it back, but I saw that I got charged for it, so I just kept it. It's all good. We have a Nurgle Demon Prince, and inside the additional box was the other Sly Marbo. So I have two Sly Marbos. We also have, for my birthday, my mother got me a Plague Burst Crawler. We have a box of regular Plague Marines, a box of Blight Lord Terminators. We have a Mythic Blight Hauler and another box of Plague Marines. So that is my massive pile of shame that I'm working. And like I said, I appreciate and I am very flattered by you offering to, support this. It's kind of a weird thing for me. I think the money would not be very well spent. You know what I mean? Like, find a guy that's on the side of the road or something and buy that dude a McDonald's meal and be like, "Hey, I was going to give this money to Colin in Texas, but he said to give this to you instead. So here you go." And between you and me, we can make the world a better place. Not sure how I feel about that Wraithbone tone coming through, but we shall see. Let's go ahead and get some more plate metal down. Get some of these armor pieces trimmed out. All right. There we go. Let's see. It's quite a bit. I can't paint continuously either. It's the thing. And my arms, the way they set, I set them on this table. And after a while, they start to go numb. They start to get tingly. And I stop painting for a while. And it goes away a couple of weeks. So I can't really do this full time. It's summertime, and if I wasn't sick, we'd be doing a lot more dinosaur trips, camping trips, things like that. But still feeling a little bit under the weather from the Rona. So it's all good, though, man. Gonna run around tonight in the dark, and see what we can find out there under the Texas sky. Maybe sing some songs, do silly stuff. It's all good. Got to find something to make it all seem okay, because let's face it, there's a lot of negativity going on. Gotta be positive, man. Be sad about the situation you're in. Figure out what you can do to get by. Master resiliency training taught me a lot about that, and I kind of took that for granted. And to be honest with you, I shouldn't have. That's one of those Army classes that nobody really wanted to do, but everybody wanted to have it as their skill identifier, because it made you a very sought after asset, and it helped for promotion. Big time help for promotion. So that was a good thing for me. I was supposed to be at a veterans event this weekend, and I was going to have some videos and interviews with you guys on some actual, really, no joke, war heroes, man. Guys that did heroic shit and stuff. Sorry. Like I said, I start thinking about that. I get a little potty mouth, but I'm not monetized, so it's not that big of a deal, other than the fact that it's unprofessional, and you can't say it without profanity. Maybe you don't need to be saying it. That's what my grandma always said. Can't say it without cussing at me. You ain't got nothing you need really to say. Makes a lot of sense. Adjectives changing, meanings here and there. But I remember when I was a kid going through high school, the big thing was to find a cool acronym that some dirty word meant, and basically come up with an effective story. Like one of my favorites was the whole fornication under the king. That little FU acronym. Like, no, it just meant that you were allowed to have sex with your wife. That's what that was. No, it wasn't. Nice. I mean, it's funny. Don't get me wrong. It's funny that someone would think about that, but it's nowhere even near believable for me. But, didn't stop people from trying and coming up with cool stories. Out where I live, we didn't have the internet, so it's not like you could get fact checked on anything. If your story was believable enough and you didn't alter it, lots of people came up with their own cryptids out there in East Texas. I had one. Still not sure what the heck it was. Probably just an armadillo or my own imagination. But used to live down this dirt road, and there were parts where it opened up. Like it was, East Texas piney forest. There were parts where it opened up into little fields, or there was a pond here, a pond there. Horse ranch, an old horse ranch that had closed, had gone under, was partway down that road. So that was an open pasture. So anyway, you walking down the road and you could hear stuff in the woods moving around at night, because, it's the woods at night. It's what they do. And your imagination get carried away with you, and you think something was following you because you stop and everything in the woods stops around you because most things are watching you. So all that did was exacerbate the situation, make it that much worse. I did hear weird things at night sometimes. Still not 100% sure about something I heard once. It's like that. Still not sure if I saw a UFO or not. I saw something. I was driving. I was with my daughter, and I saw something. It wasn't flying like no helicopter I'd ever seen. It wasn't flying like no airplane I'd ever seen. And me and my daughter both just kind of stared at it, and then it was gone. Neither of us thought to grab our phones and whip it out and get pictures, but it was there. Not sure what it was, but something was there. And I searched on the internet, and within a few days, several sightings of it were seen. It was like this weird little bell thing. So, I said, hey, man, I saw this in this part of Texas over by this power plant on this day. It looks similar to that. I didn't get any video, but I did see it. I hope that means something for you. A couple people said thanks, but that was about it. Did I expect anything more? Nope. Because like I said, no idea what the heck that was. I saw something, but not sure if anything I saw was worth looking at. So tonight, we are going to go out towards Hyco, Texas. If you don't know where Hyco, Texas is, you ought to check it out. It's where Billy the Kid died. Brushy Bill Roberts died in Hyco, Texas. He had the scars, the information, and new things that either only Billy the Kid or one of Billy's buddies would know. So I'll take the old man's word for it. So we're going to go out that way. Last time we went out there was a couple ring-tailed cats we saw. Saw a couple porcupines. Those are really neat. Porcupines are not as crazy as people think. They're pretty fun. As long as you're, cool with them. Throw a handful of strawberries out and sit in your car, and they'll walk over and let you check them out. And want those spines at you. I don't know. I'll check the weather, but weather looks like we're going to be pretty good. Still want to go do that storm chasing thing, man. You got to figure out a way to become marketable to that guy so he could be like, all right, I'll put up with you and let you drive me around and tell you what I know. Because I'll be honest with you, something like that, just to be able to hang out with that dude for a little while and listen to the stories he tells about some of the stuff he's seen. That would be amazing. That'd be really cool. All right. So this head is going to be cool looking. I'm going to put that on there. Just don't know like I said, that secondary color that I've got to come up with, it's going to cover half of this headpiece. And that is going to be a huge, huge important part of the model, because that's your thing to make your eye look away. It's like a lot of things people don't tell you about painting stuff is, you get focused on things. Like, start looking, like, I know where my mistakes are, so I focus on them. But when you got a contrasting color, it kind of makes you look at different things differently. So, for example, this will be a very dull silver. But if I use a very dark color, because I'm going with the, cream colored white of the main color, so it's got to be a darker color, like crimson or a maroon, if you will, deep sea blue. That'll cause you to glance over the parts that are white or contrast with it and cause you to look at the details that you see. So you'll be able to see those really defined lines on that with that color, and you'll notice the color, but it'll be the little bright stuff that pops out of that. This is turning out really good. I like the way this shade is going. It's given that silver a very dingy look that I'm really liking. So I wanted to do a Psi Titan once, my Ultramarine Imperial Knight. I wanted that to be a Psi Titan, but every time I tried to do the little lightning bolts on the legs and those effects, I messed them up horribly. Over and over and over, I've messed them up horribly. So I've decided I'm going to have to hold off until I can figure out how to use an airbrush. And then I will airbrush that glowing purple psychic effect on it. And that will have to do. Got those. I might go down to the river here shortly and see what the flood level is. We are still having serious flooding from up north of us. Possum Kingdom Lake is our tributary lake on the Brazos River. And there is a boatload of wood debris and trees and God knows what else flowing down. And it's funny because you could see it in the lake where the Lake Granbury isn't exactly a lake. It's just a wide spot in the river. They threw a dam on the river and they call it a lake, but I could swim from one side to the other. It's not far. So that you could see where the stuff's flowing, right? You could see the path that the actual riverbed takes through the lake because it's where the heavy current follows, the deep current, if you will. Goes right to this boat ramp. It's like a boat dock in, I don't know, bait house, marina. Marina, that's a good word. It's a marina. It goes right to this marina and dumps all of this trash, wood, and floating garbage all over it. And the lake is like this weird, dirty brown color. It's not like gross brown. It's just dirty brown because so much debris and silt is being washed down from up north into all of the rivers up there flowing into us. Lake Whitney is below us, and it has always come out real good because by the time everything gets down there, it's, Lake Whitney is actually a really huge lake. So it spreads it out. When I was a kid, growing up in Louisiana too, spending some time there in the summers, I had this guy, Uncle Curtis. Uncle Curtis had a boat, a bass boat, one of those, the engine was as big as the damn boats, right? And this thing was stupid fast. So there on Caddo Lake, we would get behind this thing and let him pull us on inner tubes through the trees, not even thinking about, going 30 miles an hour across the water on an inner tube, slam into a tree. No, you'll be fine. Surprised I am. I am so surprised I'm still alive sometimes. That's there. Guess we could see about starting back on this. have to go in down strokes. How this looks. Still kind of wet, so I'm just going on this one spot right here to see how the effect is going to look. Yeah, it's pretty dingy silver. I might wash that again with Hygrax Earthshade. I don't know. It does look dingy. We'll let it dry and we'll figure it out. So the Chaos Knights, I like the legs way better. The way the legs look. Imperial Knights, pretty sweet. Get this guy. And this leg piece will go right about hell. That's where it'll sit. So you'll want to have one color on this side, one color on this side, and kind of alternate them up to where it looks like they're. You'll want to alternate them. So if this is one leg, this will be the head. Here's another leg. Yeah, y'all saw that, right? So if these are the 2 feet, these will be the knee plates. This will sit right here. These will be up here on the sides. And then your carapace will be right here. So the way that you'll want to do it is you'll want to do an off color on this one, an off color on this one, off color here, off color here, off color here. Or off color here, my bad. Off color here, off color here. Inside, outside, inside, inside, outside, inside, outside, outside, inside. Off color. Yeah, it's easier when it's all put onto the model, man. So let's see. Get some more of these done up here real quick. Well, I got that paint sitting out here. Do not know if I'm going to keep with that. I might change that tone up too. Like instead of washing the whole thing with Seraphim Sepia, I'll just wash the body with Seraphim Sepia, and I'll wash the metal with Hygrax Earthshade. Gives it a nice dingy look, nice dirty look. A little bit more brown than the Nuln Oil. Don't get me wrong, Nuln Oil looks good. I like using the Nuln Oil gloss sometimes too. That's really good, especially on teeth. Got an orc or something? Go ahead and get some white in there. You know, paint them teeth white. Put a couple dabs of yellow near the end, and then wash it with Nuln Oil gloss. Darkens it up, blacks it up real nice, and that gloss actually rolls off the white and it pools much better underneath the teeth, so they stand out way better. Little thing I learned. All right, so also I'm going to have to do a lot of white touch-ups. I can see that already. I'm making a few mistakes. Well, that is that. We've all seen my pile of shame. We've all seen that I'm a procrastinator. We've all seen that I confuse myself when I start laying things out, doing color schemes. But, you know, I'm going to let this dry. I'll figure out what I'm going to do about that. And it is Sunday. Hope you guys have a great weekend. If you're one of those people that's got to work this week, remember now, don't be that guy that dies in the porta-john at the job site. Take a few minutes, relax, and make sure you haven't lost sight of what you're working so hard to accomplish. It's easy for me to say since, you know, I get paid to do nothing but this. And we'll see how it comes out. All right, guys, 46 minutes in. It doesn't seem like we got a lot accomplished on this model, but we did. I mean, if I talked less and worked more and paid attention better to what I was doing. I do have the rest of it primed and lead belcher, so tomorrow I'll be putting together the carapace, and that will be the other big part. After that, it's going to be it's going to sit there, and I'm going to say, oh, look at this, and let's paint that. Turn it for a few minutes. Oh, look at this, and let's paint that. So, all right, y'all, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you, and, you know, go do something nice to somebody. Just say something nice. Go to a drive-in at a McDonald's or something and tell the people, hey, you guys want some food from somewhere else? You know, or buy somebody a taco. That's always great. Buy a guy a taco. Buy a gal a taco. Be easy, people.